Night Goblin Squig Hoppers are some OG unique cavalry that is utilitarian. They are so OG that when referencing the wiki, I went ahead and edited and updated it myself with some missing or changed information. Released back in the first Total War Warhammer game in the King and the Warlord DLC, they stood apart even more. But they're still interesting and effective today. They're my favorite cavalry unit simply due to the fact they've turned the green tide for me in more battles than any other. This tier 2 unit is effective at all points of a campaign, especially with its scrap upgrades and buffs from a Night Goblin Big Boss Lord. The buff to pay attention to for this unit is speed. The tech tree gets them from 82 to 90. The scrap upgrade stacks to bring it to 100. Then, the Lord skill points bring it to 112. Even higher once you get to the Knight Raiden skill tree node deeper in the tech tree. The research nodes in their Big Thinkin' tech tree are Bouncin', which increases speed by 10% and charge bonus by 25%, Critter Craftin', which unlocks the Squig Spike's scrap upgrade, and Knight Raiden, which adds even more speed at 10% and gives plus 2 armor piercing damage. Their scrap upgrades include Scrap Saddles, the best upgrade for what I tend to use them for. This gives them a plus 15 increase to armor and a 15% increase to speed, which brings them up to where most light cavalry archers are so they can run them down. Paired with the speed increase of 10% in the early part of the tech tree and up to 12% from 3 skill points in a lord buff, they can run almost anything down. Later in the tech tree they get even more speed. This upgrade is available without research for 35 scrap. Another option is Squig Spikes. It gives plus 5 bonus versus infantry and plus 20 charge bonus. Kind of a niche upgrade to only get if you need them to put out a bit more damage if you lack other supporting damage dealer units or if you want to make a true doom stack. It's available for 55 scrap after researching Critter Craftin'. Next is Thicker Robes, giving plus 10 leadership and plus 5 melee defense. Not bad, but not worth it, since leadership is already high on this unit and melee defense isn't as important as other stats on this unit. It's available without research for 35 scrap. Keep in mind, with each scrap upgrade on one unit, the next is more expensive. Some say to stack these upgrades and make a doom stack. I say use 1 or 2 to buff a unit's weaknesses or greatly increase their strength in most situations instead. Their Vanguard deployment allows them to be placed anywhere on the battlefield. They can be placed menacingly in the open, on the enemy's flanks, or tucked away in the trees for some sneaky stabbing. Any Night Goblin crazy enough to ride a Squig is immune to psychology. Their attacks carry decent armor piercing damage, poison, and plus 10 anti-infantry. Their speed is good for medium cavalry. It gets even better with research, a scrap upgrade, and lord buffs, as I mentioned before. These units are affordable enough to not worry about losing, while being valuable enough to be better than expendable units. Your base Orc Boar Boys are tougher with armor and missile blocking, but come with a few less perks and less damage dealing capability. Savage Orc Boar Boys can fill a pretty similar role, but with less speed, no immunity to psychology, and no Vanguard deployment. Orcs also lack poison attacks and the anti-infantry buff. For anti-large cavalry, I will go over the 2 flavors of Orc Boy Biggins in their own videos. In most battles I fight, Orc Cavalry is overkill for the tasks I need armor-piercing flankers for, and they lack a couple of dynamic capabilities Squig Hoppers come equipped with. That's all for Night Goblin Squig Hoppers. Gork and Mork say subscribe.